So today I'm making a dairy-free chocolate pudding. It is rich and creamy and delicious. One reason I'm doing this, I have a lot of egg yolks that I have left over from my cinnamon bread, my garlic bread, and pizza crusts. So I have lots and lots of egg yolks. I do various things with them, and I love them all, but this is an amazing pudding. I always missed pudding and didn't know how I was going to recreate it since one, we're dairy free, so I can't use heavy cream. So we start off with 30 grams of cocoa powder. Okay, that is 30 grams of cocoa powder. How much is it in measurement? I don't know. I like to weigh most of my ingredients because the weight will always be the same, but when you measure like a cup, a half a cup, a quarter of a cup, how packed is it? Is it loosely? Is it done? So you never really get the exact same measurement for that quarter of a cup, half a cup, whatever. So we have 6 egg yolks, 1 can of coconut milk, and I like to use Thai kitchen coconut milk. That is what has worked the best for me in all of my recipes. And the cocoa just went splattering out, but that's okay. We have a teaspoon of vanilla. There are 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. I normally weigh this, but my coconut oil is melted, so the easiest thing for me right now is just to measure 2 tablespoons. And then for the sweetener, I prefer Stivia. It's the only one that does not give me any gastric issues. I can sometimes use xylitol, but xylitol is sometimes, if it's not cooked, will give me some gas. But allulose, I have terrible gastric issues, and any erythritol, and I get extreme headache. So that leaves out most monk fruit because that is mostly erythritol. So read labels. A lot of stevia say it's stevia, but the first ingredient will be erythritol, and monk fruit, usually the first ingredient is erythritol. So I use stevia. Now, better stevia glycerite. This is very good. It's not bitter. You don't need a lot of it. And we get this on Wellevate. Wellevate is a website that you have to be referred by a health practitioner. We buy all of our supplements there. We buy most of our stevia there and some other things. So we'll have a link below to if you want to look at Wellevate. It will be Carl's link because he's a doctor and you have to have a health practitioner recommended. So I don't really measure. I just put a couple of squirts, and after it's blended up, I'll taste it to see is this sweet enough or not. Okay, the next step is to cook this. So we pour it. Ideally, you'd have a double boiler. I don't have a double boiler, so I have a metal pan that's over hot water. So a metal bowl, my metal bowl can get hot, so I use my little rusty dusty handy dandies. So you pour it in, pour the mixture in, try to get it all because this is goodness. And then you want to stir continuously. You're going to stir until this thickens, until the back of a spoon is completely coated. The trick is do not overcook. If you overcook, you're going to get scrambled eggs. So, in my opinion, better to undercook than overcook, but stir continuously. I start off with a whisk, and then when it gets thicker, I'll switch to a spoon. But this takes a little bit of a while. As you can see, it's starting to make indentations and keep it, so it's pretty close to being finished. Yeah, that's pretty thick. That's done. You can see it's how thick it is. How it just glops off the spoon and it's leaving impressions. So we're going to call this good. This off because the water underneath is hot. I don't want you to burn yourselves. And just pour it into the bowl to put it in the refrigerator. This will sit in the refrigerator and we'll have this tomorrow with some coconut whipped cream. Well, the chocolate pudding has been in the refrigerator overnight. It is chilled and now it's ready to be served. So here's the pudding, and I love these dishes. These are my parents' wedding dishes, so they're 75 years old, and I just love having dessert using them. So here's the pudding. It's nice and creamy and looks just like pudding. I want to add a little whipped cream since we're dairy-free. I want coconut cream, whipped cream. I can make whipped cream out of heavy cream very easily with my hand mixer. However, I have failed every time I've tried to make coconut whipped cream. So I bought this little gizmo, and the brand is Your Kitchen, EUR-Kitchen, and you can get it on both Walmart and Amazon, and it works amazingly well. So it's been chilling. I did add a little bit of vanilla extract to this. I just followed the instructions that came with it. Have the CO2 cartridge in, and let's see how it works. Whoa, that was a little more than I wanted. I didn't get it right in the middle, but you get the idea. So, enjoy. Let's taste this. Real pudding.